What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special Las Vegas edition of the Extra
Hey,
Yard. I'm just kidding. I'm the only one in Vegas. These two
we're there
are
in
still
spirit.
in the. No, you're not. I
I
didn't
saw.
invite
I
you.
I was
I didn't
there
invite
in
you.
spirit with Stru shooting that shot. Okay.
You were definitely not there with Drew shooting that beautiful shot. Dude just straight up walked down and pop. Just hit it. Just hit it. So we are back. We have a big episode this week because the Dolphins started training camp with joint practices with the Chicago Bears. There's a lot of stuff to review that's happened since last Wednesday. A lot of news coming out. We had the Xavien extension that the restructuring that was agreed on
Shout out to the
to the latest
prophet
episode.
Alfredo Artiega.
Yeah,
RT
Alfredo
what?
hit that one on the head.
Artiega? Did I say-
RT what?
Artiega? Did I say wrong?
I mean, I think it's. I've always heard Arteaga.
Pretty sure it's Arteaga, but you know.
Oh, I'm
I
saying
mean,
it the
that may
Spanish
just be
way though.
exactly. That may just be the English way.
Arteaga. Yeah.
Like his name is Juan,
Arteaga.
not Juan,
Juan.
right? Like there's a
Juan.
difference.
Like
Yo,
Juan.
guys, let's get back on track though, right? So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. The number one thing that Juan wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna let him go first because
Go
he's
now.
you can see it in his name, Negative Nancy for the night,
Yeah.
right? Offensive line.
I'm
Just
ready.
just go complain.
I'm-
You look like you want to complain, so go complain.
There was too much positivity in this video, in this in this the extra yard last show. I'm genuinely concerned, guys. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I think like our season could go down the drain because of the offensive line at this point. And it's concerning to me that the only spot that I'm like, okay, I'm decent there is Robert Hunt at right guard. Outside of that, like, I'm nervous. And yeah, like the Bears had and we're gonna talk about more with the Bears practice and everything like that. But even before the Bears practice, like, offensive line was really struggling. Like, Dieter was getting bullied.
Yo,
We got interruption.
Juan, nobody cares about you
Yeah.
anymore. We got no.
Arteaga.
There you go.
There we go. And
Thank you.
yeah, 333. I appreciate you,
3.33.
dog. I love it.
3.33. Shout out. 3 yards per carry drop tonight as well, by the way, if you haven't already listened to it.
And shout out to OnlyFins or Just Fins, however they decide to call it.
OnlyFins. It's definitely called OnlyFins.
Is Simon the only one calling it Just Fins?
I don't know who called it Just Fins.
Oh, you guys don't watch. You guys
Now,
don't
but hold on. I just to cut you off quick. We do have a new sponsor that we're going to let you guys know about. I'll let Juan get back to this in a second. Thrive Fantasy. We'll give you more details at the end of the episode. We'll give you the full run on the full spiel, how you can sign up and how you can get a money match from Thrive. But that comes at the end. Juan, please continue complaining, you negative Nancy.
for the night. Yeah, I just really think the offensive line is gonna be kind of like the downfall of this team, just because I think now looking back, hindsight, right? You see that they really wanted to get a right tackle with either Isaiah Wilson or DJ Fluker. Neither of those worked for various reasons, right? And it's looking like it's like this is like the best of the worst case scenario, where it's like, okay, put Liam at left guard, have Jesse Davis at right tackle, put Jesse Davis at right tackle. Dieter's kind of, I don't want to say being handed the job, but I definitely don't feel he's winning the job outright. And then I want to be nice to Austin Jackson because it's his birthday. But my goodness, I've been to camp a couple times, most of the padded sessions except for one. And if I'm being nice if I'm saying he's getting beat like a drum, because to me it's like a constant struggle between speed rushers getting over the edge on him, and then it's also he can't handle a bull rush. And for me, it's like, okay, well, stunts gave us issues last year, and you add
Happy
that
birthday,
to the
Rafi.
struggles. Yeah.
Or Rafi.
Happy birthday.
Rafi.
Hey, shout out to your birthday,
out.
bro.
One time for the one time.
And to me, I feel like you guys might want to talk about it a little more. Ultimately, I'm just concerned right now. I don't see how you fix this. Even if you did go out and make a trade, maybe unload Jakeem or something like that. I don't think that I don't think all the pieces are there for what we expected.
Kai, you want to go?
That's exactly what he says. I mean, look, we all know, right? Like we've been detailing the offensive line issues, and I think a lot of people, which there were some odd things that happened today in those joint practices. I know, Travis disappeared for a while, and then all of a sudden reappeared. I know that's something that happened while I was at work. I saw free Travis or free Wingfield.
Free Wingfield, my dog.
It was a little bit interesting. I was like, "What happened to Travis?" But I guess there was supposed to be no live tweeting or anything like that was happening at Bears practice today. We heard no negatives about Tua, although a lot of the receivers were kind of off the field.
But we have a whole section for the joint practice,
and you just want to say, look, because it details. Shut up! It details what happened with the offensive line. All we heard was basically that the offensive line was having a rough time, and that's what's been happening throughout the past 10 days of camp. Just to add on a little bit to what we're talking about, just because I know Juan is a big, he, especially Sunday's practice, the last practice that happened here, the 10th day of Dolphins practice, member day, he was harping on offensive line. I was there taking pictures and stuff like that. And I just want to bring it up because it's one of the things he was harping on and talking about. And even here we have like Solomon Kinley, one of the pictures that like I had got, getting blown by, Christian Wilkins getting blowing him by. And there was a lot of them, like even some that I don't have pictures of, and you can see that they're just getting absolutely just manhandled by our own line. And I can only imagine if like they're getting handled, our D line is destroying them. And we for so long last year were talking about how much we needed a guy that could get there on their own. Like we were getting sacks and things were happening, but it was never consistent getting there on their own. Never consistent. It had to be with two guys going or schemed or having to be blitzed around to try to get a guy there, to get that pass rusher there. If they're getting by, I mean, one, hopefully that's good on our defensive line. And of course, they're going against a really good defensive line with the Chicago Bears. Like, let's be real, it is another good defensive line.
Mario Edwards,
Akeem Hicks, who apparently got held back today. Like he wasn't doing good in practice today. Some of the things that I heard, just by looking on the Twitterverse.
Twitterverse.
But I mean, if they're getting manhandled like this, like either that's our offensive line is extremely bad, or our offensive line is just getting destroyed because our defensive line got better. But at the same time, and something that this point out right here, and just to mention in general, like kind of how this is saying, it's like they apparently got destroyed today by Chicago's offensive line. So like it is just kind of that thing where they're just not. And obviously, like Juan mentioned, they were trying to shore it up and they were trying to make things work and to get other ways to kind of make this work, especially at the tackle position. I mean, you drafted Liam Eichenberg. He played OTAs throughout the whole thing as a right tackle. Then first day of training camp, he's a guard. So, I mean, I think it'll just be interesting. But right now, obviously, I think there should be some worry. Like, they are definitely getting manhandled.
So I think so. I'm going to play the other side of this, mainly because you guys both took the same side, and also because I'm genuinely not as down on the offensive line, as definitely not as much as Juan is.
No.
Kai, I know you're not super down. You're just kind of leaning that way.
I mean, I think it's sorry to cut you off. Like I think it's just like one, we have a very young offensive line. I think is fair to say, especially with the ones that we have starting. Jesse Davis still around. Michael Dieter is now starting at center. This is a guy who was a guard for a long time, and then now he's starting at center. We brought in a guy in Ted Karras who was supposed to start at center, minus the yips. Everyone had always said he's a great blocker.
No, Skura, Matt Skura.
Skura, yeah,
He
sorry.
replaced Karras.
You said Karras.
Sorry, apologies. Matt Skura. And it was always everything except for what the yips that everyone was saying he has. Great blocker, but he has the yips. And he's not even starting. Like that's just another thing.
Right,
like,
but here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, but here's what I'm going to say about the offensive line. Number one, the offensive line is going up against the Dolphins' defensive line, which we can all agree is much improved, right? Because not only is it like they went out and got some better players, right? They got Adam Butler, they got Jalen Phillips.
I'm never going to work at Pro Football Focus. I just have to say they ranked them 28th in the NFL. I'm never going to get
line or offensive line,
defensive line.
Yeah, Pro Football Focus can DTFO, right?
Yeah.
So, but you also have Christian Wilkins who's improving.
Yeah.
Right. You have Van Ginkel who's doing well. I know he's not defensive line, but he is going to go up. You have players that are good on that defensive line. You also have the reports today where that the Dolphins defensive line very much won the battle against the Bears offensive line. Yep. Granted, that's because the Bears offensive line is injury decimated. So difficult to kind of make assumptions there.
5 straight years in Leno.
Sure. A lot of different things. But, D-line, Mike just said it. Mike backing me up. Perfect timing. So
Mike backing Mike up. Look at that.
bro,
There's
it's
some
perfect.
inception going on.
The
in there.
Dolphins' offensive line had a really tough time today, probably because, I mean, those are new defensive linemen. It's the first time they're seeing new defensive linemen in about a year, right? A little less than a year. And then you've also got the fact that it's a great defensive line. I'm not ready to make judgments on that line just yet. I want to see them against someone else because you're not going to face the Bears front seven every week. You're going to have good front sevens. I'm not saying they're not, but you're not going to face that caliber every single week. So I'm still thinking there's a chance for the offensive line to be good, especially because we saw those same players last year. And I think all of us here would agree that the offensive line last year performed well. Not great, but it wasn't bad. The offensive line was good enough.
They were going to be for sure.
Exactly. They were good enough. So I have faith that they can at least be good enough. I'm not ready yet to say I think this offensive line is going to be our downfall. So that's kind of why I'm sticking with that. And I know we had talked about, we can review some stuff of the past training camp, but I think we're just going to keep moving to it. So let's just talk about the Bears, right? Yeah. The Bears joint practices, always a fun thing. Genuinely one of my favorite segments when it's on Hard Knocks, when the teams do that.
Hopkins versus D'Angelo.
I think there was almost a fight.
That was great.
Well, if my memory serves me correct.
Was there almost a fight?
There was.
Who between?
Ooh, I want to say. Oh, I have it here. Tease Tabor hit Allen Hurns.
Tease Tabor, of course.
Oh, bro, Allen Hurns? Wasn't Allen Hurns the one that went down because of Josh Rosen?
Yes.
Was it Hurns in that Cowboys game? Yeah, in the middle of the field. Listen. Leave my boy Hurns alone, all right? He's from UM. Just relax. But, hey, listen. The reports are that the Dolphins actually held their own in a lot of respects, and that Tua did well. Yep. A lot of people said Tua did well, including people that will not ever say he does well. I will not call them out by name, but we know who we're talking about, right? And on top of that, like Alfredo is saying, oh, whoops, well, there's the name. The Dolphins had 5 interceptions. 5 interceptions. Now, that is in large part, in my opinion, because a certain cornerback came back. So, real quick, tiny little segment before we get into the Bears. Xavien Howard, they restructured his contract. He's staying in Miami. Things are looking good. The ankle is healed.
Magically.
Magic ankles. Kai, thoughts on the X situation? Listen, all I'm going to say, hold on, I'm making sure I get it right here. Listen, bro, X got a new deal. It's all cool. It's great, right? But at the same time, this man had 2 picks today, so put some respect on his name, right?
Bro, time out. Hold on a second.
Right?
We have a whole segment for Jevon later. Listen, you want to? I've got segments. I've got ideas on how to transition, and Kai's just like, no.
Can I? Never mind. I'll save it for the end. Anyway, so also it's because it's going to derail everything completely.
Usually do.
I'm ready to get
usually
derailed.
Things are mini derails, but this one's going to completely take us off the rails.
Then don't do it.
I'm ready.
I'm not gonna
Juan ain't got the attention span to come back.
Hell no.
For X, I know the second that Juan and I, got to the stadium on Sunday, or got to the I guess technically it's right next to the stadium. Got to the practice field, the Baptist Health Training Center complex, whatever. And we were there. That news dropped. Xavien Howard gets his restructured contract. Didn't really get too much. It's all incentive based, if we're being honest. And he got some guaranteed money, I believe next year or this year that he got some more guaranteed money. I think it was like 6 or 7. It's not like, look, let's be real. It's not much. If that's the statement that he put out and that's what he got, first of all, David Cantor, that's a horrible job as an agent. Like, let's just be completely honest. And then second of all, it's like you put out that statement, you look like an ass,
but is it a horrible job by the agent considering that
he got the job done?
I mean, he got him more money.
The Dolphins, if the Dolphins really were going to trade X, they would have done it before he requested a trade.
No, but the Dolphins didn't have to trade him, so that's he got him some money, which is better than what he was going to get, which was nothing.
I'm honestly gonna it's gonna be kind of surprising, but I'm in the middle of you guys here because I feel like ultimately what ended up happening is both sides kind of looked at each other and were like, bro, like,
yep, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna go anywhere. Exactly.
You're not trying to send me nowhere. Mm-hmm. Let's just sit down. Let's just figure it out.
It was just
4 million, 5 million, whatever it was, and
the Dolphins.
It was just a thing.
The Dolphins did enough. The Dolphins did enough to keep him there, to keep him in the building, to make him come back to play. And I think everybody understands that the Dolphins are going to be willing to trade him this next offseason if the right partner comes out. And that's the way it's going to be. And they'll have contingency plans and they'll figure it out.
They also said that they have a promise that they'll do good on giving him an actual contract extension and making something work and reevaluating it. Look, like, yes, he got,
which we've all said here he deserves it. We've all said here he deserves it.
He does, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that this is such a. It's just like some people are saying that what Aaron Rodgers got isn't a win, and I know Alf is one of those big people that's been harping on it, that all Aaron Rodgers did was not get a win at all. I don't really think this is like too much of a win for X at all.
I think it is a win for him.
Face. Like, look, he looked like
he saved face. He saved face by just signing whatever.
He saved face, but also it is more money for him. If he performs at the level that he thinks he should perform at, he gets more money.
I will say this:
a little more guarantees, and you got incentive-based things that you have to hit.
I mean, at the end of the day, anything if but at the end of the day, the guarantees are all that are going to matter in the NFL, because the moment the team is done with him, they're going to cut his ass, and that's all he's going to get.
Guarantees for this year.
Yeah, they moved it. What they moved is basic. From what I'm understanding, they moved some guarantees or some non-guarantees from next year. They made them into incentive bonuses where it's like Pro Bowl, All Pro, that type of stuff. So he's definitely betting on himself. And just to shout out kind of what Alfredo's saying is X has to play great to earn the guarantees. It's a win for Miami, and X saves face, because ultimately he could have acted a little more childish, if we're being real. He was even missing practice, he was, I guess we could say, professional, because he was involved. I went to practices. You would see Noah come up to him and ask him questions. You would see McCourty and him going back and forth, Byron and him going back and forth. So I don't think he ever took what happened out on his teammates, which I'd like to see a lot. It was just always, to me, it was an uncomfortable thing, because we would get our morning press conference with Flores, and I just finished talking to Xavien, and then you talk to Xavien after practice, he's like, nah, I ain't speak to Cuz in a minute.
Well, that one that happened, just on some clarification, and again, if my memory serves me correct, I'm sure Alf probably knows, they were saying that they had spoken, because I believe that what B-Flow had said was that he had spoken to him, like they had spoken about it, and not today, like, oh yeah, we've spoken recently. And the question that was asked, if I'm not mistaken, that time, by I don't know which reporter asked it, was Brian Flores said that you guys talked today, and I think X said, no, we haven't talked today. I haven't talked to him. I may be wrong, but I believe that that's kind of how it shaped out. But I mean, like, looking at it more into it as well, I guess he got his 2022 season fully guaranteed for injury. Like, I don't know. Like, I just really don't see it as such a huge win, but he stays on the team. It's good for the Dolphins. It's good for him. So any more
of a win for Howard, and I don't think the Dolphins would have done the deal.
No.
Which is why to me,
it was like they were saying, it was a compromise.
Right, which is why to me this was perfect, because it was, here's something, because the Dolphins are also saving face a bit here. Let's not lie. Right? The Dolphins are saving face, because at the end of the day, we've all said this before. Things changed when he put out that statement. When he put out that statement, it really soured a lot of people. Right? But we all said X deserves more money.
I don't think there was anybody in this like in our group that ever once said trade him. Like it was always like, no, we need to figure out a way to get this done, because
it was figure out a way to give him more guarantees. We said give him more guarantees. Right,
guarantee more of the contract.
Exactly, but that's giving him more money, because the Dolphins are absolutely going to cut him the moment it goes south.
Like the same argument I had with Lewis, where I was saying, like, okay, I guess the biggest win that X got was getting his 2022 season guaranteed for injury only. That's the biggest win that he got. Let's be real, because if he does get injured, he has a season fully guaranteed. Like, that's
which is exactly what he should be worried about, because last season was the time for him to cash in on that.
If he has a fantastic season this season, and let's say he, I don't know, tears his ACL or something next year, which whatever, right? Like, let's say that happens in training camp or OTAs next year. I don't personally think that if he had a fantastic season this year, 2021, then gets injured and is out for a season, that the Dolphins would have cut him. I don't think so, personally.
You don't think the Dolphins would have?
I think the Dolphins would have cut him, because if they kept him, they would have had to pay him the money.
Not if Noah has a shit season.
They'll find someone else. This team will find someone else, especially in the secondary.
Wait, hold on. Before we get sidetracked, so you said something, right? You said if Noah had struggled, are we not here and signed Xavien because of Noah's struggle?
I mean, they didn't sign Xavien because of these struggles, but I guess
in my opinion, it's like they kind of gave it like a trial run. They said, you know,
Noah was clearly the guy that they wanted to have take over for like the whole.
Yeah, they started off with Noah, then they went
Needham,
then they went, you know, Coleman a little bit, they went McCourty, and I feel like to me they kind of looked around and they were like, you know, those $4 million we're being stingy for, you know, maybe it's just worth it, you know, like let's just get our dog, you know, let's get him his money, and we can, you know,
look,
slow play Noah.
X being on that defense puts the team over the top. Without X, to me personally, our playoff hopes take a massive hit, right? I understand we have a lot of good guys back there. We'll talk about Jevon in a second. He's looking great. Byron is consistent. You've got other options at cornerback. But with X, that puts your playoff chances and cements them. Without him, I think it's all up in the air.
But haven't they also been saying that a lot of – and look, I'm not trying to take anything away from X. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here. Is like, haven't they also said multiple times that a lot of the interceptions and a lot of things that have happened for X have also been because of the scheme that he's in?
I'm sure a lot of them. I'm sure a lot of them. There's a decent amount that have been helped by scheme.
Yeah, it's 7.
But you put any other games. Yeah, you put Bobby. Any of those other cornerbacks in that situation.
Imagine being opposite Bobby McCain, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, chill out. So you're saying it's all scheme, Juan?
No, opposite.
No, okay.
I'm saying
Bobby McCain.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm saying Xavien performs regardless of the scheme or regardless.
You put Noah or Nick in that situation, I don't think they pull off 10 picks. They might get 3 or 4, maybe.
I mean, Nick got 4 in 2020 or 2019, didn't he?
But I'm saying if he's in that situation guarding the boundary person that X was guarding.
The best way. On a positive note, Nick Needham has kind of had a really good training camp. So I'm
all of them. Coleman has too, bro. Like I don't.
I'm just saying everyone but Noah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that for Juan. Because you were all like shades and crop top shirts. Noah's gonna be great. How'd that pan out?
He looked like Cam Chancellor. What do you want me to do?
That's but you said he was gonna blow up.
That guy looked like Jalen Smith, bro. I don't know what you want me to do. I saw him.
You said he's gonna blow up because of the sunglasses.
He looked like the Alien versus Predator dude. And I got hype.
I showed Juan this picture on Sunday, and he goes, "Ooh,
look at those calves, bro. Oh my god,
bro. Don't make me show you Najee's thighs again, okay?
7 for 22.
DNP. Do we want to talk about DNP?
Oh, 1 for 6 and then 6 for 16.
Do you want to talk about did not participate in camp?
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. So relax. Okay, so
clarify really quick on Nick Needham. He had 2 interceptions in 19, 2 interceptions in 20.
Let's just be honest. The scheme it allows the cornerbacks to have record-breaking seasons. Look at Byron Jones. Byron Jones came into the Dolphins with 2 interceptions.
You gotta stop clowning Byron Jones. You gotta stop clowning him. You've been clowning him.
He's got a point.
That's a clown. That's a clown, though. That's a clown.
I'm giving
you are.
Like, he's got a point.
He had a crazy season with his 2 interceptions.
Doubled his career interception total with Flores. What is it?
And one of them was, I think. Well, no, one of them was the tip pass.
Yeah,
against
the other one was Buffalo.
The other one was a nice pick against Buffalo.
I mean, he got both of them in the last 5 weeks of the season.
Hey, that means 5 games, 2 picks. That's a good ratio.
So let's jump back into it, right? The Dolphins defense had 5 interceptions. Tua was performing well today, according to reports. It seems like everything except for the offensive line is going pretty much according to plan.
No, No, absolutely not. There is no plan in my mind where 2 weeks into camp you're gonna tell me Will Fuller hasn't practiced but one day. DVP's been in red contact.
Right? Hold on a second. If Tua's still doing well, regardless of whoever's out there,
I know for sure. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I think you've got a solid wide receiver room, even if those guys go down. So I said when because I think we all assume it's gonna happen, right? But you got to see what the team looks like without Will Fuller anyways, because he's going to be out week 1.
I know,
but there's no throwaway games, especially at the beginning when you say the Dolphins are going to go 1-4.
It's literally week 17 versus Buffalo plus Waddle. Like that's what we're dealing with right now.
No, Albert Wilson.
Right, but I don't think
he's on load management right now. Is what he didn't practice. Going
to be out on.
He didn't practice Sunday either.
Right, but I don't think all of them.
And I think Waddle lifts the others up that much, bro.
He what?
I think Waddle lifts the others up that much.
Waddle has a lift.
He changes things. He for sure changes things 100%.
Listen, guys.
Are we
Jalen
gonna
has a limp,
skip
right?
over the limp of Waddle too? Because
I'm
He's
not
got a
even
limp.
gonna give it the time of day
Guys,
because
he's
I'm
got
so
a limp.
tired of this damn conversation where every other day or
guy's
every
got a
other week
limp,
it's like,
bro.
guys, Jalen Waddle has a limp, and then all the
That's what
reports
they
and all the
told
videos I
me.
see, he's running faster than anyone I've seen since like Usain
I'm not gonna
Bolt. So
lie.
I'm done.
Me and Kai had
Bro.
like a 15-minute discussion. Like, is that a limp or is that like
They
a
told me he had a
waddle
limp, bro.
or a
What do you
limp?
want from me?
You guys are stupid. The two of you are stupid. You know that, right?
Listen, bro.
No, but
Listen.
like all jokes
You
aside,
see
though,
this limp, bro?
look
You
at
see
that.
this
Look
limp?
at that ankle. Look at that right ankle.
Dude, he's hella limping, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's
Anyways.
moving, bro. But nah, like all jokes aside, though, like I am concerned both with the O line and wide receiver group. I don't know if I'm more concerned with one over the other. I think I'm equally as concerned, just because there is that chance where they kind of compound each other to where there's not enough time for Tua, and the guys that are available with Tua aren't getting open. So that's my only concern, right? Because I'm seeing, Preston on PUP. Yeah, it is.
Facts.
It's looking like that. It really is.
As
It
it should be. When I was touting him for weeks before the draft, and y'all were like, "No, Michael, change your mind and flip flop for the tight end." So I gave in to peer pressure, and I shouldn't have.
Well, I'm
glad
you.
Also, how's your boy Jamar doing? Huh?
That
You ignored that tweet.
Pro, so
You ignored that tweet. I saw you.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know who I'm more excited to score a 60-yard touchdown, Jamar Chase or freaking Waddle, bro. I really don't know.
Stop.
The way Jamar Chase has gotten the hate recently, it's gonna be fulfilled.
Excited for your own boy, Waddle.
We'll get into that.
I'm excited for Waddle. I was gonna get a couple of those this year, but the non-separation.
I think we're gonna get into that in the next topic. So I think we should focus on day one against.
Wait, no, I want to talk about Jevon Holland, bro. Damn it!
Whoa. All right, fine. You're MVP today, Jevon. Go. Just go.
Jevon Holland, bro. My goodness, bro. This guy, I feel like the last 5 practices, every single one, it's like slowing down more. I remember like the first week of pads, like the first day of pads, like you saw him, almost be like off timing, like my dog. Look at that, bro. Look at that 6-pack, bro. You saw him as the practices go on.
Bro.
He knows. He's like, yo, he gonna get all the picks this year. But nah, bro. The kid looks like a straight ball hawk. It really looks like it really looks like look. And I tweeted it earlier. Jevon was the first safety drafted in this class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Viste, Juan.
Yeah. Jevon was the first safety drafted in this class. Think about that. Mm-hmm. At 36, Brian Flores looked at every single safety available to him and said, "Give me Jevon." That's
after the Broncos stole the running back.
Exactly. And he's sitting there saying, "I'm gonna get this guy to replace Bobby." And I think the last week we've kind of seen it. Okay, like this guy's not gonna replace Bobby. This guy's gonna outperform Bobby. And it really looks like he's going to be a ball hawk, bro. Like the ball he's always there at the right time. He's always catching it. He's very rarely making any drops. And they're trusting him to play that free safety, which is saying a lot in my opinion.
Hey, I've loved Jevon Holland since I realized that he loved anime, right? I was all aboard. We went through here and we talked about potential Rookie of the Year awards, right? Like who has the best chances. I'm pretty sure I had Jevon Holland as my best chance to win any award as a rookie. I'm really excited about him. I think the versatility he brings on the defensive end is going to be fascinating. I think he's super smart, and there's a reason why Brian Flores was so excited to get him. If he buys into what they wanted Minka to do, right? If he buys into that, I genuinely think he can do it just as well as Minka. It just may take a little bit more time to get there, honestly, to get to Minka's level, right? Because Minka exploded pretty quickly. But give him half a year.
The only reason I'll say it might take a while is because he didn't play last year. He opted out, right?
Right, and he wasn't at Alabama either. Which we talk a lot of crap about Alabama, but when you're at Alabama, it's different, man. That's NFL system.
Well,
that's consistent talent. That's round one talent. Like
you're also just out there all the time. I want to quickly here. I just want to mention this because Juan brought this up to me on Sunday. when we were kind of sitting there waiting, and I think that this tweet belongs in Dolphins Hall of Fame. This tweet is from February 12th.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
Crazy.
And this dude tweeted, Dolphin fans have been through much of two Bobby McCain, Jevon Holland season.
February 12th.
Damn.
We're talking about, like, I think that was Super Bowl weekend, I think it was, or the weekend after.
In Twitter Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to my guy.
Dolphins Twitter. Amazing.
But Alfredo pointed it out too. Simon was also very high on Holland.
Right. I just
like
think
being safety one.
That's just a crazy tweet.
I don't think anybody thought the Dolphins were going to actually take him because nobody would have assumed that he was going to be there at 36.
They were saying that they were going to go after secondary help the whole time. Right? That was the rumor the whole time, is the Dolphins were going to go after secondary help. And to shout out my old place of employment, Pro Football Network, they mentioned the same thing. They were consistently saying, I think it was Tony Pauline who was the one that kept saying the Dolphins are going to target secondary help in the second round. And
but Jevon Holland sitting there at 36, nobody thought that was going to happen. He was literally safety one.
No one thought that those safeties were really going to, because it was
between
him and Morig.
Certain teams weren't going to draft opt-outs, so
And that kind of did happen for guys that should have been the guys that should have gone, because there were some guys that opted out that didn't go early. There were some guys that went super late that a lot of people got surprised about. I think, like at linebacker, I think a lot of people were surprised that Jabril Cox went as low as he did. Like, there were some guys that did go super low that were surprising. But, look, let's be real. That was kind of the thing the whole time. Where it was probably one of the only rumors to be true, which was the Dolphins are going to go after secondary help, and they did.
I just have to say that the only times that I've seen real emotion from Brian Flores, and not in a bad way, right? I'm saying this in a good light, has been when he's drafted Raekwon Davis, and has been when he drafted Jevon Holland, bro.
When he drafted Raekwon,
that Nick Needham pick against the Colts to seal the deal, he was on there screaming at the referee.
Like, when I saw him kind of get excited like that for Jevon, like, my ears started to kind of perk up, because I'm like, okay, maybe there's something that we're not realizing, we're not seeing, we don't know. My goodness, bro, the kid looks like a star, bro. He really does.
And I haven't been there, but from what I've heard, he's had a good camp as well. Brandon Jones, hasn't Brandon Jones also been doing well?
They've been playing a lot of like 3 safety sets with Brandon Jones, Eric Rowe, and Jevon. They've been doing that a lot. It's gonna get to a point where, like, we're going to see them 3 running out on the field with Byron and X, and it's almost going to be like, okay, well, who do you think is going to play the slot right now? Because it could be Eric Rowe, it could be Jevon, it could be Brandon Jones, who's going to be in the box. Like,
other defenses are going to have no idea what to game plan for
at all on the boundary.
They could also put.
I think that's one of the interesting things is maybe having Nick and X on the boundary and moving Byron inside on some of those.
Yeah, you could really get funky with it, bro.
I'm going to say,
since Nick has had such a good camp, like, that's the other thing that's really, like, I know a lot of people make fun of like superstar and everything, but Nick really has.
He's been balling, bro. He's been balling, and also, like, I have to say, and not in a slight to Nick, but Coleman has been balling as well, bro. Like, that's slot position.
But Coleman's been playing a lot of second team, hasn't he?
No, he's the starting slot, bro.
Oh, was he one slot?
Yeah, he was the starting slot, and Needham was outside when X was hurt with his ankle. So Coleman, to me, I don't see, like, unless he like bombs, like, I'm talking about like Byron Maxwell bombs the shit. Like, I don't see how the hell he loses this spot. I truly, like, it's.
I haven't thought about Byron Maxwell in so long.
Like,
oh my gosh.
There were a couple good games from him,
and there was like 12 to 15 terrible ones.
Yeah,
that was
my guy got roasted more than anything at a damn restaurant, dude.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I think the secondary is looking great.
Okay. It is. It looks like our best unit on the team.
Listen, I'm probably only saying this because I'm here at Summer League, but like, I watched the Heat Summer League team today, and it was a bunch of like 6'7" to 6'9" guys, right? A bunch of like right in between that range, so they could kind of switch and do whatever. No, I'm being legit. That's kind of what Brian Flores wants to do in the secondary, right? He wants you to play anything. If you can only do one thing, you have to be Pro Bowl level at that thing. If you're not, you're out the door, because we need multi-talented people that can cover up other spots. That way, when we switch the defense, when they have wide receivers in motion, and then the cornerback doesn't move over because there's already somebody else over there, whatever it is, listen, this team is going to be incredibly dangerous. And if things pan out the way we hope, it's not just Andy Dalton who's going to be having a bad time, right? Because he's the one playing for the Bears right now, which woof, what a
Well,
situation.
I mean, let's be honest. They said starters won't be getting too much playing time on Saturday. Well,
So you'll
nobody
probably
really
see
wants
what,
to
like,
see Andy
two
Dalton too
corners
much
out of
anyway. So
well, but
Justin
let's
Fields, right?
yeah.
well, and so then this is something I'll just bring this up now because we're gonna talk about Tua next and all the like slander that he's gotten from a former
Wait,
player's sister.
Hoy.
Can I quickly mention this as well? Because Al put this in earlier in the chat, and I wanted to bring it up as well. This is something also we were talking about the defensive line. I completely missed it, and I just remembered about it. That's the other thing too. Is Zach Sealer has been, and it's been for like the past 3 years where everyone's been like 92, man, that dude 92, and
No,
damn.
CK has been on the record as the Dolphins committed highway robbery with his contract.
Yep, they said it on
Yeah.
they said it on 3YPC. They're like Xavier's upset, but Zach Sealer could definitely be mad too because he's outplaying the crap out of his contract.
Yeah, bro.
He's just happy with whatever.
What's his? I didn't remember his actual contract, but he signed a pretty. I think it was like 3 or 2 years, something.
Yeah,
something.
What I was going to get to next though was like a
2023.
quick aside question before we get to Tua, right? And how he's been performing lately, and obviously what was said about him. There's only 3 preseason games now for the Miami Dolphins, right? The Cowboys and Steelers have 4.
Yeah.
Everybody else has 3. Traditionally, the third preseason game was dress rehearsal. You had your starters in till about the third quarter, right?
Yeah, right around halftime.
Now there's 3. So what is that dress rehearsal game going to be? Is that going to be game 2?
No, it's going to be the third.
Or is that still going to be the third game? You think
in
they're still
my
going to put them out
opinion,
to the last one?
opinion, no information that I know. I just think it's going to be just because I'm looking at it, and I think the last game is August 29th. The season does not start till September 12th. So I feel like that third preseason game will still be the same. It will just be 2 weeks of kind of just like resting them, if anything, afterwards.
But then this is where an issue comes in, right? The fourth preseason game was not just not using starters so that you could rest them. It was also used so that those fringe guys, right? Those edge of the bubble guys, you could figure out whether or not they were going to stick around. So then at what point do you see them if you're not seeing them in game 3?
I think the reason why we're having 2 scrimmages against the Falcons and against the Bears is because of that.
Alfredo, is that like facts
I think it was said
from
earlier anyways.
Okay.
Like I think it was said earlier that Tua was gonna start on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. Which
They're
he
probably
should.
gonna get 8
Like,
to
if he
10
was gonna be
plays at
rested, I would be shocked.
I swear if Khalil Mack
Get ready for the
touches my boy.
The net show, boys.
Bro, if Khalil Mack even
he's been slinging it.
Nah.
Jacoby's been slinging it too, if we're being real. They all
Jacoby fourth quarter reliever?
Michael,
all right,
I swear on everything.
Stupid.
Thank you.
I don't have producer power. Damn it.
You don't, motherfucker.
So okay, but let's get into some Tua talk, right? Yeah. Everything's going really well.
Swell.
And
we didn't say who we thought's gonna win. We said who's gonna win this Sunday.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
I mean, look, let's be real. The Tua talk's gonna take like 20 minutes. We should just do it now.
I mean, I think it's gonna be short, but fine. Who's gonna win on Saturday? Because it
for the preseason game?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Let's just do predictions. Just
all right, fuck it. 23-16. I fucking know. Like I don't fucking know.
Score, just the team. Like, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 97-94 Heat on a Max Strus sudden death winner.
Anyways, I think Justin Fields is gonna. I think Justin Fields is gonna light it up, and
he's gonna wreck us, bro. I'm terrified.
That's
what
I think is gonna happen.
Alfredo makes a good point.
Gonna throw for 100 yards.
Oh, for sure, Alfredo. Fields is gonna play damn near 3 quarters. That whole we only want the starters for 8 to 10 plays. Yeah, I only want to see Andy Dalton for like 8 to 10 plays. No, he's a backup. Yeah.
Right, so. But what if that offensive line is really, really banged up, and even our backup defensive linemen are able to just absolutely wreck Justin Fields?
Like we should 100%. I'd be concerned if John Jenkins, Sealer, Adam Butler, if they're struggling against the Bears offensive line,
dude, Zach Sealer is gonna fuck them up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say it that way, but he's gonna fuck them up.
That is gonna be
he's gonna get his welcome to the NFL real quick. Yeah, for sure.
While we're talking about that game, though, I just want to announce we are going to do a Twitter Spaces as the pregame show for the preseason games, only because we don't really feel like the preseason game really needs a whole.
I thought we were doing a post-game show. I thought we were doing a post-game show for Spaces.
I thought we were doing a pregame show. You see, this
pretty
is what we
sure.
got to
We're
talk
gonna do
about.
spaces.
We're
gonna
gonna do
figure out
spaces.
when.
Yeah, just
Preseason or
be on
postseason.
Twitter before and after the game. Figure out
Like,
which
if
one.
you see
right?
me ranting one of these next couple of days, just be like, "Hey, Juan, real quick, side note: Are you doing the spaces pre or post?" And then we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll have it
tweet
figured
on
out by
the
then.
5 Reasons Fins account as well.
Facts.
I didn't even know you could tweet out spaces, but I've never used spaces, so this should be fun.
Well, one of us will probably be. I'll probably do it from the 5 Reasons Fins account as well, so it just brings more people.
Okay,
But, yeah.
which is a good idea. So,
anyways,
why does that sound like shop talk, guys? We can save that for after. The next thing we want to talk about, Joy Taylor had a bit of hypocritical statement.
Is it, Michael?
Right?
I mean,
Where they were like, guys,
let's
we
also
can't
be
be so
cautious.
hard. I'm just saying. No. This is what I'm saying.
Has a knee,
Yeah,
and his
let's not be
knee
hard on
takes
Burrow
a
because of his
while
knee.
to
Like,
heal, and the mental part, because it messes up your mind. But when Tua was,
it's just
nonsense.
It's just funny when it's when Colin was crapping on Tua for his season, right? They never brought up the injury.
Oh no, Joy was there. Like,
But
yeah, I agree.
But when it's Burrow, we gotta protect the baby.
It's the franchise, and he's dealing
Yeah.
with mental obstacles that he
Like,
has to overcome.
everybody relax.
And you guys don't even know how it feels to tear an ACL, because I tore one, and I know that my knee took this.
You going ham?
Bro.
You going ham now?
It honestly, it got wild. It got wild. It got so wild that after this, she felt so compelled to have to write literally like a dissertation about like why she did not like Tua. And I've been pretty vocal about the fact that sometimes it's embarrassing when Dolphins Twitter is so loud. But I've never felt more proud to be a part of Dolphins Twitter yesterday, because it truly
you have no loyalty, sir.
Bro. Honestly,
you're like one day you hate Dolphins Twitter, the next day you love it. Like,
yesterday was a moment.
It was a unifying moment.
No, it was beautiful.
It was like
some
Batman
of it was uncalled
versus
for.
Superman, and then like they figure out that they have a common enemy, and they're like, "Yo, you. Oh, all right, we good, we Gucci, bro. Let's get him." And it was just like a unified, just here you go, Joy, tómalo. And it was screenshot, receipt, this back to back to back to back. And
so much so,
here we are.
Homemade sortie, a freaking like
Hall
this
of
wasn't
Fame.
even
He
sortie
earned
that
it.
man. Someone
was
else
earned.
made it for him.
That was some Chadwick Joe stuff where like he just deserved it, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I can only imagine how many tweet impressions that got. Like that's gotta be through the roof.
Well, didn't she actually respond to it?
Yeah, she did.
There was a fake account that responded to it, which was hilarious.
It was a fake account, yeah.
But then there was also her account that responded to it. Like, hey, listen, Dolphins Twitter is a wild place, but every once in a while you push the right button, we'll unify and we will destroy you.
This is something. This is how I kind of feel about it. It was all good fun. I think it was hilarious. Some of it though definitely was a little.
You see, and that's where I think I just follow the right people, because I didn't see any of that.
There were some weird things said.
I just didn't see any of the weird stuff.
There's something going on. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, listen, they can say all they want, because Tua's doing well enough that even the Dolphins beat writers are excited about how he's doing. Which
even the ones that
aren't. I'm gonna be honest. I have never seen the beat writers excited about a Dolphins quarterback ever.
That's fair. I mean, we haven't really had too much talent at the quarterback position, but that that's neither here nor there.
Bro, you know what's crazy though? Listen to this. I went to a tennis class the other night, and I talked to a guy who's from Cleveland. Right?
He gets removed for saying a tennis class.
Why? I play tennis.
Anyway, so this is my stream now.
What's wrong with tennis?
Facts, bro.
I don't like tennis for.
Tennis is the best.
You work with it though. So
tennis is the best. No, but this guy goes, Tua just feels like another Tannehill. I was flabbergasted. And he goes, not the Titans Tannehill. He goes, the 7 years in Miami Tannehill. Bro, I walked to the other court. I left. I just walked to the other court. I couldn't do it. I don't think we'll give Tua 7 years. Not if he's playing at that level.
I don't think he gets 3 playing like Tannehill, to be honest.
No, I mean,
I think Tua is going to like. I think that this is the craziest thing, and I know we get into it. And I think it's all fun and games, and it's like it gets hilarious. I really, truthfully think, and it was interesting because I mocked a specific tweet today from a very specific reporter. Tried to mock it as close as possible to what it was, right? And so many people thought that I was being legit. Others understood and had seen the first tweet. But someone legitimately responded to me and said, And I quote, "I have literally never heard a hurtful word spoken about him." And I just responded, "Huh? Like, what?"
Nani?
It literally, like, I tweeted someone tweeted me some hateful thing under that, and I literally put this as a joke. They deleted their tweet. Like, but a lot of people had mentioned, I think it's true. It's like, it just, there literally is nothing that this person has
Pull up
done
Juanye.
in
Pull
Tua
up Juanye.
Tagovailoa. It says Juanye West. Let's go. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde? Yeah.
I love it, bro.
Anyways,
Bro, but the comment.
I know.
It's the
Let's smash the. I know. Let's smash the like button. I'm sorry. I just Donda.
Gosh.
Like, it's just
¿Dónde está Donda?
Kim Kardashian West. Look. So, anyways, to continue on my soliloquy, it really just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just everyone loved. Everyone loved him at Alabama. The second that he touches the Miami Dolphins organization, it was, I don't see
Cochino, sucio.
Like,
I mean, let's be honest. I've always had this thing that I think the
was
national
before
media
he
doesn't
played
want
at
Miami to
Miami.
succeed because
It
we
was
have good
before he
weather
played
and all this stuff, and so they're like,
No,
"Oh, if
it's
their
because
teams
of
do well
LeBron.
too."
Look, let's be real. We've been hated.
Nah,
ever
there was a
since
lot
the
of hate
decision.
from
We
before
have
that
been-
too, though.
Miami as a city has been hated ever since the decision. I love LeBron.
Nah, we
James.
were hated way before that,
No, bro. I'm telling you,
Bro.
it has gone.
bro. You were like 7 years old before that. Chileate.
You're not even that many years older than me. Shut your mouth.
Enough that I know stuff.
How old are you,
I mean,
Michael?
people. Let's be real.
How old are you?
37.
Would you? Oh,
Yeah,
damn,
my
dog, you know
ass.
the shit. I'd be pretty salty if I had to see somebody living in a place where you go to vacation. They don't have to pay state taxes, and truthfully, like, like, you come down here to retire, bro. Like, I'm sorry,
Dude's an
like,
upstanding citizen of society. Like, the three things. Like, he picked his number, and all of it was because of God. He said one of one. Like
Kindles, right?
Like, it's yeah, I know he's right. Like, it was the Catholics versus convicts whole thing with the Hurricanes. Like, people just hated UM for whatever reason.
Yep.
You know why?
No, because
UM
they
Hall of
bro,
Fame
that
is, like,
started the whole like bad boys in football thing. Like that was,
dude. I've
like
never
they was it, bro.
Even as a Florida Gators fan, I've never understood why people hated UM. It was literally just you
that's
hate them
actually
because
pretty interesting, Alfredo.
as
That's
LSU,
true.
sorry.
Los Angeles,
New York.
New York, Northeast, right? They're in Connecticut, so a lot of them are like Boston fans. Nobody likes Boston. I don't even think Boston likes Boston.
I don't think
some
anybody
stuff in,
lives in
like-
Boston. I think they all just visit there when they have to go see.
No, you're right. They all live in Boston.
They live in like
That's
They live in Boston, driving their cars.
New Haven.
New Haven.
They're all talking about Goodwill Hunting all day long. That's all they do. They just sit in bars and talk about Goodwill Hunting. So that's literally all of it.
Literally.
Listen, I think.
Look,
I mean,
it doesn't make sense. Like that. Sorry, like to just cut it down.
no, yeah,
it
it's
literally
just
doesn't make
it's gonna
sense.
happen.
Like,
It's just always gonna be the case.
I think I just want to clear up why. I mean, I was pretty annoyed with Joy's comments. I think it really just was, and I was kind of mocking it, but it was more of just like the hypocritical stance of like,
right.
With Burrow, you got to preach some patience. His mind is gonna. Well, my love, like, like my guy had like a broken hip. Like we're talking about something serious. Like even worse than an ACL. Like, cool. You maybe didn't like him as much as Burrow. I understand that. That's your prerogative. You're more than entitled to it. But when you're talking about mental game and overcoming that, I think that's a fair topic to just be consistent. Like, just be consistent regardless of who it is.
But you know what it is? Genuinely, what I think it is I think they know what they're doing.
Oh no,
They're
yeah,
smart,
100%.
and they know. Listen, that got them double the clicks and views, right? Because number one, Bengals fans are clicking it. No, because Bengals fans are now sitting there thinking, "Oh, if the national media thinks I don't need to overreact, then good. I don't need to overreact." And Dolphins fans, we get riled up over anything. Let's be honest. To a certain extent, we all know this.
Hands are always.
They say anything about Tua, we're through
This
the
is what I feel
freaking
like it
roof,
is
man.
sometimes, though. Because there's the Tua stands.
Oh,
and then there's-
Alfredo, yes, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I
say,
saw that. I
Yo.
saw the link, but I didn't watch it. What happened?
Oh, it was great, bro.
It
was.
Didn't Skip Bayless say something about somebody being fat or something like
He
that?
was talking about Mike McCarthy's weight from Hard Knocks, And then Jenny like moving the segment and going into commercials, like, I really don't think that's kind of fair of you, Skip, or whatever. And she was moving it along, and Skip goes, "Well, I don't really think that's fair of you, Jenny." And she, I saw someone say that she went from Jenny from Hallmark to Jenny with Hennessy real quick. And I have not been able to unsee that comment.
That show, by the way, has done some real interesting things as of late. Especially when you consider the whole Julio stuff when he called him without him knowing.
God, I forgot about that.
That show is
on the edge.
I don't watch basically anything on that network, to be completely honest with you. I just can't stand it.
I used to, and I feel so bad. There is one person I like just because I think that he's funny that a lot of people roast me for, and that's Nick Wright. Just
I like Nick Wright. I feel the same way. I feel like a lot of people just don't like him. Yeah,
I think Nick Wright sucks.
I think he says a lot of stupid stuff sometimes, but I just like Nick Wright. I don't know.
Like I don't like the network. The only time I watched that network was back when they tried to do their Sports Center rival with Jay and Dan from Canada. It was like Fox Sports Live or something. That show I watched because I liked them because they were hilarious. But they left back to Canada because it's better.
I always liked I know we're going off on like a little bit of a tangent, but I think the reason why I started liking Nick Wright is I always liked him and Chris Carter because I felt like it was a perfect balance. That's
I don't think I watched enough of them to have that much of an opinion.
Finsdock and
Alf Sharp was like literally giggling to himself, like, "Come on, guys."
He was like this the whole time.
And Jenny was just like, "No, if you can talk, I can talk, and I'm gonna say what I want, just like you say what you want, bro."
And that's smart for both of them though, because that got clicks up the wazoo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know who Jenny Taft was before this. I now know who Jenny Taft is.
You're a real one now.
She's Jenny Hennessy. She's Jenny Hennessy, right?
I also feel bad about Shannon Sharp if anyone wants to see it. I'll share it after the show, but
all right, I think we've covered basically everything we want to talk about. We have a lot more to discuss this weekend with the first game coming up. There's a lot of matchups that we're going to want to look at, a lot of one-on-one plays that I think are going to be important, so that'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, we're going to do spaces before or after the game. We're figuring it out. There also might be a live stream during the game from Matt's house
because I have a camera that can go for hours now, and I just need I'll text me about that, Alf. Anyways.
Hey, who cares? Bucks in 17? Bro, hold my scotch. You're in the wrong stream, homie. Like, relax. Damn. We have other stuff to talk about. Okay. Thrive. I was going to give you guys details on Thrive, and I have them on my phone. So here we go. I'm pulling them up. So Thrive Fantasy has a lot of things you can do. A lot of it is prop bets. A lot of it is NFL prop bets. They currently have scheduled for week 1 a tournament kind of thing where you can get, what is it? It's like up to $100K guaranteed in the contest. If you're first place, you get $20,000. It costs $20 to enter that one. And if you use the code 5RSN, and there will be a link in the description, Kai. Oh, 5 fins. My bad. Yes. If you use the code 5fins, all caps, right, you get a money guarantee. FINS. You want to do the read?
No. You're doing it beautifully.
I don't think so because you keep cutting me off.
My bad.
Yeah. Okay. So if you use 5 fins, you get a match on your deposit up to $100. So you put in $100, Thrive will match that $100 and put in an extra $100. It's free money. Why wouldn't you take it? Make sure to do that. There will be a link in the description, Kai, right?
Yes. After the show, we'll add it into the description. It was not added previously. That is my bad, but it will be added.
Yeah, so you can pick a bunch of players for your lineup. You go against the prop bets. You decide what you want to do. Great way to win money and a great way to use free money. Like I said, if you use the code 5fins on Thrive Fantasy, you get a 100% match up to $100. Other than that, check out the latest 3 yards per carry. That is already out on whatever podcast site you
sign
use.
Up to OnlyFins too. They got
absolutely sign up to OnlyFins. 2 out of the 3 of us on the show have already signed up. The other one is a loser. What can I say? I don't.
Way to shut me out. No, I
didn't say who it was. You did the reaction.
I wasn't before the show, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've been signed up the whole time because it's a great idea. I love it.
I did strictly off because I'm still broke, but I'm not as broke as I was before. Because I got my refund from the NFL. So
that's the life you got to live, bro. That's one day at a time.
Hey, one day at a time. So, Saturday, a lot of things coming up. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I completely zoned out. Saturday, there's a lot of things coming up. You definitely want to make sure to check that out. Check out Thrive Fantasy, our latest sponsor. Super proud and happy to have them aboard. Welcome aboard, Thrive Fantasy. Go listen to 3 Yards Per Carry. Go get on OnlyFins. Enjoy the game this weekend. And as always, fins up.
What a great way
Kai didn't have it ready. We had a great way to end it.